Good morning. Today is Tuesday and it's the 15th of January. This is my second try for a recap. I just finished the first attempt and noticed that had turned off the mic. So yeah, now I go again. Okay, I traded three stocks today. It was Baba, Facebook, and Tesla. We had earnings from JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. I didn't trade these as like we gapped down, but found some support and grinded. I just didn't like the setup, so I stuck with my proxy stocks. And the first trade was in Baba. I had, let's see. I had my levels were like at 152.50ish to the SMA 100 and 153.35s, which was like a previous high here. So I assumed there would be some reaction there. And when we opened and the market was very strong, we broke out. I didn't take a trade here. I had support down at 150, but as it was too close to the opening price, I ignored it and didn't do anything. However, once we got into 153, I saw the reject, and when it got down, I was a little slow, so my fill was like at 88. Even though I anticipated a crack of, I think once the bid step, the offer step below the full dollar, I took an entry. Well, you can see the result. The market moved very fast. I mean, this is like 70 cents here, and I just took some profits at $0.50 and eventually took it off as I thought it would spike back up, and it eventually hit my target and even below that at 152. Here I tried again at 153 when it broke again, but it lifted back up and I got out break even. And then as my next level was like at 156, I pretty much ignored it. I watched it and would test and see what it would do, but I didn't trade anymore, didn't take any more trades. Then I traded Facebook once again. So my levels were like at this 146-ish, but where we opened pretty much. And then some other levels here. It respected the SMA 100, but also together with the market, Facebook started to make a run, and I didn't like this spike into 150. I actually missed it here, the 150 reject, and it was a nice 2 points, so it's a bit of a bummer. But once it retested, I saw this decision candle, waited for the low to crack on the next candle, took a stab, but we found the bid, and I stuck with it. I thought it might just like do an actual retest. I mean, we haven't gotten to the full dollar here on this attempt, so sometimes like in Apple, usually you see a retest, an actual retest of the full dollar before you roll over. So I anticipated this and wanted to add to it once we break here, but I didn't like this candle and waited. I'm glad I just waited for a moment to see whether this would drop and the offer actually stayed above the level. It was just a bid, and we had a couple prints, and then it took off. My entry here at the $0.50 was a moment too early. I should have waited for the SMA to test. However, it worked out. I was patient on taking an exit. Used the spike into the $0.50 once it rejected the $0.50, and I took off a partial at, I think it was 59 cents. So it was a bit slow. Eventually took another partial here at the lows, and just stuck with the rest. And here, once it lifted this decision candle, already formed here some support and here some support, I just took it off. It traded the next $0.50. But I missed it. Nevertheless, I was happy with the trade, and then I took another trade in Tesla, and Tesla was a bit tricky today. It was also strong out of the open, and my levels were like the 339, which was too close by. I didn't think it would do anything around here, but I had 342ish, 344, and then this 348.50 that was respected. It was 80 cents, but yeah, even a nice decision candle here at the $0.50. So this was a decent entry. However, I didn't trade as clean as I wanted to. Once we made like this spike up and came above the $0.50, and I saw the reject. It made a pull. It pulled back a little bit, and once it broke the $0.50, I took a short, and it was a moment too early, as it tried to make another run, but I just stuck with it, and then I quite soon took a partial here and eventually took it off, as I didn't like the action. Then it actually tested the 345 level. It rejected here, and rejected it quite a couple times. Here it looked like it would make just a backside trade. I was faked out or faked into a short, and yeah, this time, like it made the small move, the small attempt down. I was already short, but then it spiked back up, and I took half off on the offer once the full dollar was broken again. I should have taken all of it off, but I thought it would retest the $0.50, the full dollar, and then roll over, but it didn't. And here I slept. I just missed it. Then, as I was still like, I think I had like 15 shares left here. So once we got to 346.50 and 347, I saw the reject, and when we came down, I was a little early here. I should have waited for this candle to close, but I anticipated the rollover and just wanted to add and get my average price down. Then I stuck with it. There was still no follow through. My target was down here at the EMA 20, and we found support at the 344.50 and made another move up. At 347, I added again, but was a little too early. But yeah, so I think it was okay. I mean, it tested 348, and I could have gotten short here, so it was pretty much, but it was too early. I'm impatient, and that's yeah, that's just like how it is at the moment. So once we got into the 348.50, we traded both, and once we broke below the $0.50, I took a short and added the last piece, but there was no follow through. We retested it, and it was too close by, so I didn't add more. I could have added here, but it just moved too fast, and I was too slow. When I saw it, like the bid was already like at 25 cents, and I didn't want to chase it in case it would find support here and make another move to 350, which I had in mind as a significant level to add like a final piece and let it play out. However, my average was around, I think, 347 at this right at the support. So it was I was hesitating about like adding more on a retest, but this wasn't clean. There was no clean backside trade, but we made lower highs. I watched it, and I wasn't worried about it, and I really like these kind of setups when they like grind around like an EMA, and there's this last attempt before it's like on a cliff, and like somebody's falling off a cliff. But however, I didn't add here in the 60s. I just watched it and stuck with my position. Took off a partial at like the EMA where we hesitated here for a moment. There was a small pullback then, and eventually we tested 346 where it took off another half, and kind of was patient with the rest and put in some orders above the $0.50. And yeah, here on the last piece I was impatient. I saw it reject the $0.50, come back up and took it off, and eventually VWAP was hit and yeah, left some on the table, but was just small size. Nevertheless, that's it. I'm calling it a day. I traded 3 stocks and I'm green on all 3 of the stocks. So that's a good day for a day like this. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow.